Welcome to Olives of Wholeness. In this channel, we help you heal from all forms of emotional wound. We hope you're inspired by this video to do better. Kindly like, comment, and subscribe. Let's grow together. Hello, welcome back to Olives of Wholeness. In this channel, our focus is simple: to help individuals heal from all forms of emotional wounds through faith-led conversations, honesty, and intentional growth. So with Olives of Wholeness, it's better from a place of personal experience. And this month of May, we've been talking about a particular emotion that most of us may have subtly called our personality. We may have interpreted it as we are being cautious or we are being wise, and it's the place of fear. When we talk about fear, it's one emotion that it's not really loud, but silently it cripples and destroys us on daily basis. It limits us, it stagnates our progress without us knowing. Someone has the fear of making big steps, fear of going for new things, fear of people, fear of trusting people, fear of saying no. Oh my God, that one. Different kinds of fear. I know we have the regular one: fear of heights, fear of claustrophobia, fear of being in an enclosed place. But I'm talking of that deep emotional fear that will limit you as a person because of a previous life experience that was traumatic. So in today's video, we are really focusing on 5 key behaviors. I think I talked about them in our first 2 videos with this series, but today I want to really stretch it out. Yeah, there are lots, but 5 emotions or 5 expressions that we display, but we somehow call it being careful. So some behavioral traits that we may have carried over the years actually is not part of our personality, but we somehow have come to live with it. Oh, I'm a very careful person. I love to really think deep about things. I love to this, I love to that. I think for me, I was an overthinker for so many years. I would think things into the good, bad, the ugly, the possible, the non-possible, the what if and what not. And while doing that, I am paralyzing my zeal, my enthusiasm to make the next step, to go for that thing. And it's all coming from the place of fear. So sometimes we may say statements like, oh, I don't want to bother people. That is coming from fear as well. So in this video, we'll debunk every mindset that has kept us trapped, and in return, master how then do we overcome it. And I need to put this disclaimer out there: you would not overcome the place of feeling fearful overnight. Just watching this video will not help you just boom, you are no longer a fearful person. But what it will do for you, plus any healthy content you would consume to handle fear, is it helps you begin to question certain habits. It brings us to that place of, okay, is this the wisdom of God speaking, or is this my fear, my subconscious fear speaking? And the minute we get to that point, my God, you are gradually liberating yourself. You are gradually healing yourself. And that's where we want to get to. Okay. Behavior number 1 is procrastination. Yes, the place of pushing things till tomorrow. On one hand, we can look at procrastination from a place of the person is being lazy, but on the other hand, genuinely, it may just be the fear of failing at that thing that is preventing us from making the big step, and we keep pushing to tomorrow, which gradually paralyzes us. Under the umbrella of procrastination, we have that fear of, am I prepared enough? What if I'm not good enough is another question. And when we stay in, I'm saying we because these are emotions that by the mercies of God I have dealt with, I am still dealing with, because sometimes the subtle drag of you can do it tomorrow, it wants to come in. But at that moment, because I've mastered a few things, I'm like, okay, no, is this fear speaking? Is this laziness? Or is this procrastination? Let's address it. And the minute I'm able to have that conversation with myself, I just see that switch in my brain cells to say, no, this is not because you're tired. This is not because you need to rest. There is something you are trying to run away from. And the minute I expose that lie, I see myself making decisions. So I'm not coming to say, oh, I'm all sorted. I'm coming to say, it is possible to dissect the topic of procrastination and look at it from a place of, okay, what am I scared of? What voice is speaking in my head that is making me not want to take the next step? So we sometimes see ourselves pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing a task, a decision, that before you know it, anxiety creeps in, fear of, let me just leave it. Oh, I'm supposed to have done this thing 5 months ago. Is there any need doing it again? And you are just legitimately limiting yourself by walking in that stand. Okay. Number 2 behavior is overthinking. I think I talked a bit about this in the introductory section, where after any traumatic experience, when you are faced at very close proximity with such an encounter again, my God, your brain will run 360. Your brain would do mathematical analysis. You would go left, right, center, front and back, around, by just think to you, or let me say to us, because I was an overthinker at the time, we feel, oh my God, I need to be very sure to the tiniest detail. But if we even look at so many Bible characters, they were not sure of what they needed to do. Abraham is our classic example. When God called Abraham to say, leave your father's house, I'm taking you to a place I will show you. There was no clear roadmap to say, this is where Abraham is going. He's going to get here. He's going to do this. But at every step of the way, we saw how God was leading Abraham. And somehow, when we walk in fear because of previous failure, previous traumatic experience, sometimes not even our personal experience, may even be what we saw someone else go through, we genuinely overthink every situation. And by the time we are living in that state of overthinking, we are paralyzing our creativity. Overthinking makes you waste time. Overthinking paralyzes your ability to make bold steps. Overthinking kills your creativity. Boom, a unique idea comes into your head and you are there thinking, oh, this idea, do I have the capital to do it? Will people buy? With this? I'll share a story. When I first got into the UK, I met an amazing man from my tribe in Nigeria and we met in the gym. And somewhere along the line, he was like, oh, why don't you go into this business? Which is, there's a way you rent apartment to people, even if you're not the main owner of the house. And because that was 5 years ago, I was still extremely struggling with overthinking. I got home, I sat down, I thought about, what if somebody rents the house and the person dies in the house? What if they don't pay the rent? What if I don't get someone to rent the house? What if? I tell you the truth, I did not go for that. I didn't do it. About 3 years later, when I got more mature, more wiser, I realized, oh my God, that was a good opportunity. That was an excellent opportunity that I just missed. I had to put a call out, intensely apologize, like, I'm sorry, my brain was foggy. I wasn't seeing clearly. But that's what overthinking could do. Then, to me, I was thinking I was being cautious. I was being careful. But looking back now with a more matured eye, I'm realizing that, what? If they don't take it, they don't take it. If I fail in that, I fail in it. But I would then learn how not to fail in that direction again. So please, if you're struggling with overthinking, gradually take your tasks that you need to do one step at a time. That's one way to overcome overthinking. The minute you need to do something and your brain is already, just slow yourself down. Like, okay, come back. Let's say you have the thought of, oh, I want to start a cooking business, and you're already thinking, will people buy? Will it be sweet? Will they appreciate? Just bring yourself back. Come back home. Let's start with the basic. What ingredients do I need? Forget about who will buy it or who will not buy it. What simple ingredients do I need? How much do I need to buy the ingredients? Do I have that amount? If I don't have it, how do I raise the amount? Start with the basic. If you are struggling with overthinking, the basic is your goal. Behavior number 3. People pleasing. My God. This one is deep because it took me so many years to realize that there's a difference between being a kind person and being a nice person. You can be nice to so many people, but you are not genuinely kind. And when you are being an extremely nice person, one thing happens. You overstretch yourself because you are responding yes to A, yes to B, yes to C, D, E, F. It's not comfortable, you're saying yes. It's comfortable, you're saying yes. It's not within your time frame, you're saying yes. It's not within your budget. Oh, that one, I struggle with that money. It's not within your budget. You are saying yes. And before you know it, you have spread yourself so thin to so many places that you don't have anything left for yourself. That place of I want to be accepted. I think people pleasing is more common with individuals who are struggling with feeling rejected. When there's that place of I don't feel like I belong here. I feel like I need to prove myself to be accepted. There's that tendency to want to say yes to people, to want to be accepted, to want to be validated, to want to be seen, to want to be celebrated, even if the platform is wrong. So you see yourself always saying, okay, yes, that's fine, no problem. And before you know it as a person, you are so stressed out, you are so exhausted, but you are not making good progress with your personal life. Am I saying be wicked? Absolutely not. I'm saying have a balance. Have a healthy balance to know when to say yes, when to say no, when to say I will do it later, when to say oh, this is not within my comfort right now. Don't go to the extreme of saying absolute no to everybody that comes to you for support. That one is wrong as well. But don't still be on the, like, no extremism. Be at the middle where, oh, okay, this person needs this. What can I do that is within my capacity to help at the moment? If someone needs, say for example, your support with finance and they are looking, depending on your currency, but let me use the country I'm currently in, let me use pounds as an example. Someone comes to me to say, oh, can you help me with 200 pounds? And I know at that moment, I may have the 200 pounds, but I have other needs that is attached to that 200 pounds. The best I can then do is to say, I can give you 50 pounds. Why you go source for 150 pounds with other people? But for me to give the person that 200 pounds and then go home to be regretting my action, because with people pleasing, after saying yes, you go back, you are regretting your action, you are not satisfied with yourself, you are not excited in the decision you have made, you are not fulfilled. If you do something of kind gesture to someone and you don't feel fulfilled after doing it, you are in the state of people pleasing. If I am giving someone my 2 hours and I feel compelled to do it, I feel exhausted after doing it, I am people pleasing. But after giving you my 2 hours, I am going like, wow, I am grateful I did that. At that moment, that's me being kind and not trying to play the nice card. So please, if you're currently struggling with fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of what will people say, or fear of conflict, conflict. That's what Jesus Christ. The place of I don't want trouble. I want everything to be peaceful. Everything, not in a negative light, cannot be peaceful all the time. Fear of conflict. See, everything cannot be peaceful. This is not because I'm being negative. This is reality of life. You meet people, we have different personality, we have different experience, we have different expectations, which simply means we will disagree. But when we are disagreeing, how are we handling it? Are we being kind in the midst of disagreement? Are we looking out for each other in the midst of disagreement? Are we still being supportive while we are disagreeing with each other? So if you have fear of avoiding conflict or that place of let's all be peaceful, you will people please for so long, because in trying to create pseudo peace, you are dying to yourself. Okay? The fourth behavior is avoiding opportunities. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever talked yourself out of a beautiful opportunity because you feel, maybe I'm not good enough? If I even go, they may choose someone else. I think we get this more with jobs. Is this someone like me they are looking for? And this, a large percent, is rooted in the way we were raised up. Most parents, in the bid of trying to protect their children, have created certain mindset in them to say, oh, be careful around this area. Don't go too high, so that in case you fail, the impact of the failure will not be too intense. And you then see the person playing small. So thoughts of, maybe I'm not fully ready. They may pick someone else. Am I qualified for it? We see it as us processing the scenario correctly or acting in wisdom. But in deeper looking into it, to be honest, you are just missing wonderful opportunities. I think when God delivered me from this, it was from the place of me seeing it from this lens that. And so, if I go for it, I fail. If it doesn't work out, okay, I have learned something. I have picked something. Even if, mostly with job interview, I've gone to that environment. What is there? Do you understand? Oh my God. Please, if you're struggling with delaying yourself or talking yourself out of meaningful opportunities because of previous traumatic experiences, let the "and so" question be your watchword. Okay? And so? And so? What's the worst that can happen? What is the worst that can happen? Oh, I go, they don't take me, and then I fail at it. So, what's the worst that can happen? I fail. But like I would always say to myself, and I say to every client I speak to, you fail in something or at something does not mean you have failed as a person. It just means you've gained a new experience. If every single of our life experience goes so sweet, so smooth, so positive, how then do we grow? How then do we learn? Does it make sense? So stop avoiding beautiful opportunity by calling it wisdom or being protective. Meanwhile, it's from a previous experience, from a learned habit, learned a mindset that is causing you limitation. Number 5 emotional response that we display when we are walking in fear is there's just that genuine mental shutdown. I know I had this 2022, 2023, where I had a very deep traumatic friendship failure. And at the end of everything, I was just like, you know what? We see the topic of friendship. Let it stay on its own. I want to be on my own. I don't want any friends. I don't want this. I don't want it to, if I am alone by myself, I am safe. If I'm this, but the hidden pain there is because I was so traumatized to the point of thinking, okay, if I don't expose myself to this kind of scenario, I won't fail in it. And it took God, number 1, to heal me. Then number 2, it took a friend to practically walk in the reality of what it means to have a great friendship circle, to have a healthy conversation, to be vulnerable and not being judged, to be naked according to the Bible but not ashamed. It took a whole lot. So I wouldn't just sit here to say, oh, don't be emotionally shut down, because I've been there severally. Please know this, that no matter the pain you are experiencing, don't allow one experience, 2 experience, or even 10 experience in a particular area of life make you be closed-minded to the reality or the possibility of that thing being enjoyable, being a reality, being possible. I think we see this a lot with people who have seen their parents in very unhealthy marriages, and then you go with the mindset of, oh, marriage is not peaceful, marriage is not healthy. Some ladies go with the mindset of don't trust a man. Some men go with, don't give a woman too much liberality, if not she will take up so many spaces. So much unhealthy fear that has closed our mind. When we are walking in fear, there's that mind closure to say, I don't want to be hurt again. I've been hurt too much. I've gone through this circle long enough. You know what? Let me protect myself. Let me close the gate. If nothing happens in this direction, nobody can take advantage of it. Nobody can hurt me in this direction. This very one, shutting down emotionally or shutting down mentally, is the most common response to any form of pain. And in as much as we gain wisdom to overcome every other emotion, I think this is the hardest to overcome, because it's that safe space you have created for yourself. Coming out from it, it takes God. It takes God. Okay, I know you've been blessed so far by this video. So please do well to like, comment, and subscribe. And now let's go to how do we overcome some of these emotions that comes with fear, or some of this behavior that comes with fear. And I'll leave you with Proverbs 3:5. He said, trust in the Lord, lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. He would guide and direct your steps. There's that place of us wanting to solve life all by ourselves. But when we get to the consciousness of, I can't do it by myself, I don't want to even do it by myself, it helps us to easily receive God into our situation. So I'll give you a challenge this week to say, what is one thing you are struggling with right now? What is one fear that you know that in this area I am still a bit tender here? There's still a bit of what if around. Is it overthinking? Are you currently shutting down emotionally? Are you being overly procrastinative with what you should be doing? Or are you struggling with people pleasing? Sit down with yourself. See, healing comes with being accountable, sincerely telling yourself the truth. Sit down with yourself this week and say, okay, this area of my life, I know I'm here, but I don't want to be here. I light it out. And the minute you pointing it out is even 50% freedom. Then sit down to say, what are some of the character traits I display when I am people pleasing? When I want to play the savior mentality, do I just jump in and say, oh yes, don't worry, I'll do it for you. Meanwhile, I am already exhausted myself. If that's the case, then you write down all the different scenarios. After writing it down, the next thing is, okay, this is where God comes in 100% to say, Holy Spirit, help me to be sensitive when I'm about to people please again, and help me hold myself back. So when you want to see yourself jump into that situation to say, yes, I got you, I can do it for you, but you know deep in your heart that this is not me being kind to this person. This is just me trying to people please again. You then pause to say, Holy Spirit, help me process my thoughts. What am I currently doing? Am I walking in wisdom? Am I people pleasing? Or am I genuinely wanting to help this person? You can apply the same principle to the other 5 emotions that I have talked about, and even some that I did not even talk about. And you just see yourself gradually. It takes time. Let's settle that. It takes time. But you see yourself gradually coming out from the place of walking as a fearful person. Fear carries so many umbrella under it, but you just see yourself coming out from it. And next week, we will really dissect the concept of how to manage fear in different aspects, and we'll have a brief moment of prayer session before I introduce our topic for the month of June. Thank you for staying this long with me. I hope you've been blessed. Share with your loved ones, subscribe, place a comment on the comment section. If you've struggled with fear before, how did you handle it? Someone else will be blessed by it. I have shared my knowledge. You can share yours and someone will be blessed by it. All right, bye for now. I'll see you in the next video. We hope you are blessed by the video you've just watched. Please do well to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your loved ones. And turn on your notification bell so you are alerted when we put up our next video. Bye.